Hey, so in my past couple of videos, when I've done solving in spreadsheets, I have used some named functions that aren't native to Google Sheets. Uh, and I wanted to talk a little bit about those, where I got them from, and how you can use them in your Google Sheets while solving puzzles. So what you're seeing right now is a spreadsheet called Google Sheets Puzzle Tricks by Jonah Ostroff. Jonah Ostroff is a puzzle wizard, and especially a Google Sheets wizard. He has created a bunch of different shenanigans with how to solve different puzzles efficiently in Google Sheets. Um, some of which is just like, for instance, implementing weird grids or talking about like how to do a drop quote with conditional formatting in order to help you figure out everything that's going on. But one of the things here is it has a bunch of named functions, and this is what I think is the most useful part of it. And so these named functions take things. These would all be uh, these would all be things that are possible to do in Google Sheets naturally, like index into is possible if you combine a regex replace and a mid function. But it's a lot easier just to type index into and remember that. So we're going to import those functions here. So in data, we can go to named functions, import function. I'm going to go to recent and Google Sheets. This is, yeah, I have a couple things here because I was messing around with stuff, but insert. And I'm just going to import all. One of the selected functions interacts with an external source. That is referring to some country and flag based things. It's just getting pictures. It's not a big deal. Okay. So now we see this name functions here, and you don't need to keep this open, but if you go to data named functions, it will always pull this tab, this sidebar back up. You can always look at what named functions there are. There's a lot of them. I haven't dealt with all of them yet, um, but I want to talk about 5. I think of the most important ones, and then we can uh, yeah, I'm going to deal with 5 of the most important ones. These are, I think, if you're going to learn anything from these named functions, these are the 5 to learn. These are the 5 that I used the most during Mystery Hunt 2026, and I think are the uh, they just save a lot of time. First thing is answerize. So when we have something like Cute Mage, oftentimes when we're dealing with it with puzzles, we wanted to, for instance, remove the space and we don't care about character casing. Sometimes we do, but a lot of times it just makes things easier if we can answerize things. So the nice thing, actually I should do that a bit slower so you can see, is that as you type, named functions will show up in the Google Sheets auto-completes. So oftentimes you don't even need to type the whole thing. You can just hit tab and have it complete for you. And if you just put the cell reference in, C3, it will spit out Cute Mage. The nice thing, Google Sheets often does this autofill. And so you can see it counts numbers, but will get rid of non-number or letter symbols. So it gets rid of the fanciness at the beginning here and end of Star Trek Into Darkness. Answerize doesn't, it just saves you from having to retype things or constantly use upper and to trim spaces. It just saves a bunch of work in that regard. Index into, indexing is a very common puzzle hunt technique that is useful to have. This indexes into an answerized phrase. So we could do index into. So this importantly will not deal with spaces or punctuation. If you wanted to do that, you could just use the built-in formula mid, and it will take care of that for you. But oftentimes we don't want that. We just want the nth letter of a phrase. So the first argument for index into, and you can always look to see what the arguments are, and it will give you more explanation down here. But the first one is going to be what thing you're indexing into. Oops. Try that again. C8. And the second thing is going to be what is the number that you're using to index. You can see that's going to index W. that makes sense. W should be the first letter of Washington. And then once again, we can control enter, and we get the phrase was a ruse. Um, and the nice thing is that this indexing is a formula, which means we can change the numbers. So, for instance, if we thought that this was actually if we redid some things, was a ruse was wrong, and we found out that this 4 should actually be a 1, we could just type the 1 and it automatically indexed to was a muse. Also, if we just don't know what the index is, we can delete it and it will produce an error, but it will let us, it will make it pretty easy to see where the blanks are in our statement. Okay. And I'm going to put this back here because otherwise it's going to bug me. Index into sentence does the same thing as index into, but instead of indexing letters, it's going to index words. This is not nearly as common, but when it's here, it's useful. As you can see, first one is I, second word is just, third one is lost, so on and so forth. A1Z26 is the encoding that turns A into 1, B into 2, C into 3, so on and so forth. And the one formula works both ways. So if you give it numbers, it'll spit out letters. And if you have letters, it'll spit out numbers. Oops. Control Enter is what does that. Finally, Wheel of Fortune, I think, is also an incredibly powerful one. So this is, imagine that we have this puzzle that has data of eight clues. And from those clues we figured out, we know that three of the answers we've indexed. We figured out that we have S, E, and O. We know that this one has to be H, T, R, or A, but we don't know which one. We know this one has to be T or Y, but we don't know which one. And this has to be L, M, N, O, or P. And we've got no clue on these other two. That might be enough where we could solve the puzzle. So Wheel of Fortune is going to turn this into a nutramatic query. So just to show you what this is, if it's a single letter, it just copies it down. If there's multiple possibilities, then it puts it in a brackets, which is Nutramatic's code for choose one of these possibilities. If it is, if they don't know, it will be a underscore. So we can take this and we can copy it into Nutramatic. And we have some possibilities. Sheet 1, same to me. Well, I made this say sheet 1 because my team name is copy of sheet 1. But like it gives us some possibilities to look at. No one obvious thing, but enough things for us to try here. Note that if you put capital letters, it will change it to lowercase. And the reason for that is Nutramatic has various capital letters that mean things. So a capital C is a consonant, capital V is a vowel, capital A is alphabetic. And because of that, it doesn't like it wants, if you literally mean that letter, it just wants a lowercase letter. All right. These, I think, are the 5 formulas to know. Well, it's 4 formulas to know, and if you know index into, you might as well learn index into sentence. But these are the 4 things to know the most out of these name functions. These 4 on their own do just make a lot of conversion in puzzle hunts go very quickly. An important thing to remember is that these, first of all, you can always get the list from data named functions. But secondly, the thing that's really going to make these save time is that it's just being able to practice them over and over again. One of the reasons why I was as fast with pulling out those functions as I was in the videos is because before Mystery Hunt, I was solving some puzzles using these, so I got quick with them during the Mystery Hunt and therefore quick with them afterwards. This can be a thing where, you take a puzzle hunt where you expect that the puzzles aren't going to be that hard, and instead use it as a challenge for how much of this can I do, how much of this puzzle hunt can I solve using Google Sheets tricks. All right. We'll see you in the next video.